Hello Libra, welcome to a timeless justice for Libra reading. Bear in mind a few things while we anticipate your reading, that you have decided to check into a timeless collective message held by me 7th, and you are planning on you doing your best in using your discernment and taking all the bits and pieces that resonate with you and leave behind with the reading anything that does not. Okay? The title, more or less, is also guilty in intriguing you. It does have the word justice in it, and however, bear in mind, I'd like to clarify that I 7th read for energies that I isolate in two channels. One is where this reading is connected to, which is 𝗖𝘀𝗵𝗔𝗽, and the other one is 𝗖𝘀𝗵𝗔𝗽. To travel between both of my channels, or either one of my channels, could be featured in the description box below. And to know that these energies are connected to either 𝗖𝘀𝗵𝗔𝗽 or 𝗖𝘀𝗵𝗔𝗽 is as relevant and irrelevant as to what can be found within the reading. All right. 𝗖𝘀𝗵𝗔𝗽 energy, however, is more or less considered very ruthless and perhaps cunning and merciless, while she does her bidding in what she calls her purpose, which is ultimately triggering you, the listener. So it is important to pay caution to the wind, okay? And getting ready to listen to anything in regards to these readings of my Justice series that I have going on this channel. All right. In regards to me, 7th, I am, again, 7th that reads these energies for you. I am also, however, a master healer that provides a service of remote wellness alignments and tarot intuitive insights such as this. And more details can be found in the description box below in regards to that as well. In regards to the reading, feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific. However, please remember that femininity encapsulates both feminine and masculine energies, and masculinity also encapsulates feminine and masculine energies. All right. I'm picking up a lot of need to stretch, okay? You might get a lot of exercise. You might be very busy with this energy. You might have a sense of purpose. But there's also pain that's causing this sense of purpose. Excuse me. I usually get confirmation when my nose starts itching. Yeah. And that's also in spirit of the liking of you, meaning meaning more or less the energies are very close to you, even if the narrative might sound different. There's close ties to what it means to wait, what it means to understand, what it means to seek closure, what it means to arrive. There's a pace as well as an uncertainty. There is purpose, though. However, the purpose is still uncertain. And I think the more you dive with curiosity to match up this curiosity, the more definition will be found in defining itself a purpose for you. Be mindful who you have intimate, close contact with in regards to what it means to protect your energies before, during, and after. Think and analyze and infer different angles before coming to a determinate agreement with someone that may want to come in and pitch certain ideas, all right, and interests. Like, pay attention if they really are in an alignment that makes sense to you. Like where you know you won't be hushed, but you will also, your opinion and your ideas are also going to be accepted and not just run over. So be mindful of that. Especially if somebody comes out of like nowhere and starts like saying, hey, I've been thinking about this and you came to mind, kind of energy. Were they active in your life up to that point? All right, now we have the Queen of Swords. So yeah, you in terms of that, if that resonates at all or anything prior, you're facing the other way in this. Like your intuition is, right? Your intuition is probably adding to the flare of trying to bring understanding to your anxiety, because most of y'all understand when emotions have been triggered within you and what that feels like and what that may mean into traveling with that sense of entanglement with self. Because like I said a moment ago, that's the baseline and structure of your intuition. And all the bullshit, if there is and has been bullshit up to this moment, that kind of seems a continuing pressing argument or pain or obstacles. It's to help you still navigate what your intuition is controlling throughout those atrocities. Okay, that there is a silver lining within that, and that the silver lining is more or less your intuition. Yeah, look at that. The silver lining to the more of that is your intuition here. Two of Cups. The silver lining, that of which you don't see, to more or less what may have been broken in the past or broken now, or what you think is broken in the future, or closed off to not be able to return because it's been closed off in the past. What that could mean in the future for you is a narrative of concern that is trying to be its own sword and also provide you an answer within that fear. Yet are you willing enough to dance within the feminine, masculine energies of your truth and reason and pain, and bring solace to that with a sense of purpose that you can trust what it is the world and your viewpoint of it want you to accept and learn from? And why maybe certain patterns needed to play out in the way that they did or have in order to put you in alignment with your true desired ambitions. Because maybe your fantasy and your imagination was in competition with somebody else's. As I saw it, 8-3-8, and then we have an 8 of Cups. So your idealism, your fantasyism, your destiny, your sense of purpose, your faith may have been in competition with someone, and the stars seem to not be in an alignment or have been in alignment for that, and so you are dealing with that. Okay, as the throat chakra is being activated. Yeah, it's hilarious. So a moment ago I saw, when I said this, the stars don't seem to be in alignment of that, I saw a glitch of the star card pop through the deck, and then the star card came through here. I don't read reversals, there's no need. Yeah, it's in competition. The stars weren't in alignment. You didn't see how the stars were not in alignment to that of which was to be had, or what may be in pursuit right now if you're single and have been very much single for like years here, not just recent months here or recent weeks. This is long pattern here. With these 3 wands, it's been more than 3 years that if you were single here and were searching of a path, and you've been more or less, as the deck just slid here, sliding and not been really certain if the wands are in alignment with clearing out a path, or that's no longer in your sense of an alignment. So without you seeing that things have actually burned out around you, and you have been able to bring fertilization to things, your truth and recognizing to things, because maybe your back was turned to that. Okay. Or you may have this uncanny ability to burn things on your path that you bring breath onto, that really keeps the vivacious flame of determination going, that is maybe burning too hot and too cold, that you can't feel a certain balance of the chemistry of that, the influence of that, the reasoned logic of that. So all that is pressuring, maybe also in creativity, stagnation, okay, inability to really bring truth to the situation, feeling that either you are owed an apology or you have to give an apology, seeking forgiveness, like that kind of repenting is in regards to that relationship of self and other, especially that of the past, that may have triggered the reason why you are single, if this resonates. And if you're in a convoluted situation or companionship and you're inquisitive as to if this is in alignment, it is meant for you to understand where you are at odds, this reading. Yeah. If it's slippery, then it's not in an alignment with you. It doesn't mean it doesn't serve its purpose, and it doesn't mean it can't sustain itself. It's just that right now, the situation, the egos, it's because the beginning of the reading was the Ace of Wands here. It's the ego that's at war, not the heart. All right. So it's not about whether this person or that person is truly has the heart in it or not. That's not the connection. That's not the concern. It's not on the table. That's what I'm hearing. Not on the table of being a problem, being corrected, and needing to add to that. All right. The narrative, the moon just brought me to. I saw the moon at the Eight of Cups here, but I was told, shh, don't say anything, and then the fucking moon comes out here, and I'm like, ugh, shh, still don't say anything. It's because that energy of shh, don't say anything is actually meant for you to say something about it, so that the narrative could be no longer a quote-unquote secret, okay? The moon naturally has secrets, and that secret is just a scientific proof for your logical mind to accept or not. In that you can only really study one side of the moon in regards to what you see, right? You can only see one side of the moon. So I was going to say, when I was staring at the Eight of Cups here, be careful where you repent to your emotions. If you repent under the stars, it's one thing, but if you give the star a label, that's when it starts to get complicated. Whew. Being in alignment with more or less unconditional love is when you're no longer at war with your ego and somebody else's. There's full-blown, like, egotistical romance. It's like the war of the shadow of the love appeal that the emotional attraction will do between one and another will really like keep it going is the ego being able to dance well within the room. That's why the romance that is then felt within the bedroom, for example, is then luscious and sexy. And even if it is an independent interaction as to two people coming in to get something out of it, it is a symbiosis that is agreed on so many levels that within their interaction they don't need to talk about it in order for it to be a compromisable meshing. I don't even want to say fucking union at this point, because some people are quote unquote guilty for creating unions, and then the union is then guessed and second guessed from the moment it becomes a fucking union, and that is shuddering, I'm hearing, to the universe. So, what does it mean to be star-like quality? What does it mean to be slippery when wet of emotions and know how to... I don't even know how this card came out just now. Maybe it was in the top of the deck, but the Empress card just slipped out somewhere, somehow. And, okay, so, how, right? How? And, of course, naturally in the niche of whatever boxes or Schrödinger cats of, like, dialogue tarot can be, and the services of law of attraction manifestation, you'll get to a point, with or without it, meaning tapped into that or not, that healing traumas is the way to go. Doing that on your own, finding forgiveness on your own, seeking closure on your own, providing yourself that closure and forgiveness. Whew. Whoa. You know, that's what Mother Energy is all about, the Empress energy. Some of us don't have, or may have, wherever that is in the realm of having or not having, seeing or not seeing, that relationship with Mother. It's a constant relationship. It's not one that you can get out of, whether you have a relationship with Mother or not, in practicality or not. It is still there. It's okay to move in a direction still protecting yourself. And actually, it's like more or less like needed to travel with a form of protection. But that protection is one that you will honor for yourself, and when to be able to recognize when you're in a comfortable situation that someone can give to you, that you can take your armor off and feel vulnerable, where you can take yourself out of a once fear that you would never see yourself being in a position like that, to realizing all the moments that life already threw you cherry bombs of like, you didn't see that one coming, to be able to let that go. Even if the veil of where you saw that didn't give you what you wanted, it still gave you an opportunity to recognize what you are able to receive in what you do. It's like maybe you've discovered something so superpower-ish that it gave you a bronze medal. But it doesn't mean that just all your training or whatever, that your training can't give you second place or first place. This is being bronze. This is recognizing that from bronze you can go straight to the gold medal. 10 of Cups. 10 Cups. Rejuvenation of the emotional self that you're bringing to this 10 Cups turns into 11 Cups of bringing that full closure of mirroring one-on-one to yourself. Alright, we have Karma, South Node. Number 34. Those are all the patterns of the past that we didn't expect to come to the surface, haven't come to the surface being addressed. That's kind of that analogy that I said earlier. It's like the bronze, and just because you recognize that maybe it's the bronze prize, next shot is gold medal. I feel like I have to sneeze. I just don't know if I am going to sneeze. The illumination of the first card here is that you have a crescent. The last piece, the first piece, depending on perception, right? An opportunity for that winning, I don't know, gibbous gratitude. The last piece of the puzzle to make this a full completion, a full worth understanding 1-to-1, where 1-to-1 is the 11-11 and 4 of Wands. Being told that that is all that I have for you at this time. I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, and may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing.